Hey everyone, this is Charles with Discover the Beast Coaching. Hey, today I want to touch base on some things that came up recently. I was talking to some people and they were asking me a question about being stuck, in something, can't get moving or whatever. And I know a tool to use, so I wanted to share it with you. And who knows, this may be something that you can use for yourself. We all have behaviors, which is an action. We have reactions, which is usually mental or emotional, that we know that just doesn't work for us anymore, and it's causing us to be stuck in other areas of our life. Now, before we go any further, I want to point out something. Every behavior has a positive intention. Even the bad behaviors started with a positive intention. So what we're going to do is a three-step process. And at the end of it, give me a holler. We can do it together or you can try this on your own. First, we got to define the problem. You have to determine exactly where you're stuck, okay? And this requires some thought. It's not enough to say, I'm not motivated. Okay, that is a problem, yes, and that is defining the problem. But we want to take a look at the issue with enough detail so it's very clear in your mind. Okay, and then we want to focus on the unproductive behavior. We want to get clear on why the behavior is not useful. So, what we want to do is this. What I'd like you to do is I want you to see it, hear it, and feel it. So let's take procrastination. There is generally a thought or a feeling or an image that comes in when you find yourself procrastinating. So I want you to take a moment and think about that. We want to look at it. We want to feel it. We want to say and think to ourselves, okay, when I procrastinate, what usually happens? What do I hear? And for me, what I hear more often than not is, you don't want to do this right now. You're not going to be good at it. But you know it's going to help. Now, I just did that for maybe 10, 15 seconds. And what you heard me say are the thoughts that I was hearing in my head. So we're going to call those thoughts parts. They're parts of my personality that govern, okay? And at different times, it's a different part that is dominant. So for the procrastination, the part of me that says you're not going to be good at this or you're going to look dumb or whatever that part was saying, now is the time for me to step back and acknowledge that part. Don't fight the part. Just acknowledge it. Say thank you. Okay, I'm going to look dumb. Thank you. Now, why do you feel I'm going to look dumb? And you listen for that answer. As with all negotiations, you're negotiating with your part here. So like in all good negotiations, there's some give and take, all right? So when I hear that part of me, that part of my personality that is warning me, is telling me that I'm gonna look dumb. But what else is it doing? It's warning me that I'm gonna look dumb. So then it says, we don't want to look that way. So we're not going to do this. We'll put this off until we can make ourselves look better. We're going to put it off until. We're going to do this until. Okay? And we come up with all these different reasons. So what I want to do is find the positive intention that's behind this behavior called procrastination. What is the procrastination protecting me from? Well, it may be protecting my vanity. It may be protecting safety. Okay, I may have a fear of looking stupid in public. I really don't. Okay. So the positive intention is what we want to focus on. Okay. So once we've narrowed that down, we just keep asking the questions. We've defined the problem now, and so that was the first step, defining the problem. You'll go through it. You'll figure out, is it procrastination? Is it fear? What is the problem? Where am I stuck? Okay. Once you've done that, you're able to go to step 2, which is reveal the underlying motives, and that's the positive intention. So, if we were together, what I would tell you to do now is take a few minutes to relax. Take a deep breath. Get comfortable. Get in yourself. And now I'm going to ask you to imagine the thoughts that you're hearing, you're feeling, and you may even be seeing in your mind. I want you to recognize these individual parts of your personality. In NLP, they're called parts. That's why I'm using that term, parts. Now, all of these parts have characteristics. They have tendencies. They have habitual behaviors. And it's responsible for, and a lot of times these are what's responsible for generating the unproductive behavior. So now that we've sort of meditated into it, we are no longer accepting and no longer want to accept that we're stuck in this place. So we have found the positive intention. We know it's protecting our freedom. It's giving us freedom. It's a safety. It's a fear thing. It's laziness. It's self-doubt. Okay. So we want to bring this part of the awareness now into the complete personality. Okay. So now, for me, I call it a committee meeting. So at this table in my head, I have my confident part of my personality, my confident part. I have my arrogant part. I have my fearless part. I have my fearful part. I have my guilty part. I have my part that dreams and is coming up with ideas. And now they all have to sit together and they have to communicate and they have to come together. So in this, at this point, what I'm going to do is accept it, acknowledge it, and thank it. I know that sounds crazy. It sounds like some more hocus pocus shit. But believe me, when you can identify the tone that you're thinking to yourself in, you can modify that tone. If it's an image that you see and the image is right in front of your face, you can step back from it. Once you acknowledge it, once you have said, hey, thank you. I need you and I accept you and I appreciate you. Okay? Let's work together. How can we make you comfortable and let out the confidence? Because right now, quite frankly, you're blocking our confidence. So now the part of confidence is chiming in. And the part of confidence is saying, hey, listen, you may look dumb, but you're valuable. Somebody may get some help. Oh, so now the part of me that wants to help people is chiming in. I know you're fearful. I know there's a risk here. But think of all the people we can help. Let's try it anyway. And that's part of the negotiations. You're going through all this part, and then it's funny. You know, when even though I didn't get in state per se to do this just now, I found the state of confidence. And sort of like, yeah, and I do want to help people. And who knows, this video may help somebody. It may give them something. And it's like, wow. Okay. So that brings me to step 3. Get to the core motives. Okay. My motive, my highest level of value is curiosity, freedom, and servitude of helping people. Okay? When I am in conflict, when I have that in a conflict, there's another part of me that is very self-conscious. Okay? Very non-confident. What I used to do is let those two fight, and it'd be screaming. Once I learned to acknowledge it, say, hey, listen, I really appreciate you protecting me here, protecting us. But let's move past this a little bit, okay? All right? I got you. I got you. Whew. You know, I got you is an anchor phrase for me. That tells me that the way I have that phrase in my head, it says everything's gonna be all right, no matter who I say it to. I got your back. I got you. We gonna get through this. You know? So in talking to my part that way, I give myself the reassurance. So yes, we're talking to ourselves, but the separation here is the role play. The role play of this is the identification of your different parts, the acknowledgement of your different parts, the negotiation that's required sometime with your parts, the acceptance of your parts, and the team building that can come from a very simple exercise like this. All right, so that's it for me today. It's very short, just wanted to throw that out there. Obviously, if you want more, reach out to me, Charles Mann at discoverthebeastcoaching.com. And I'll say that again, www.discoverthebeastcoaching.com. You can reach me via email at charles@discoverthebeastcoaching.gmail or .com. Both go to an email. All right? So anyway, talk to y'all later. Peace.